Retakes are an important, much sought after game mechanic that was introduced in the 5.2 Skullgirls mobile update, along with Black Dahlia. This mechanic allows you to reroll a certain stat on a move to hopefully get a more desired stat in its place. But how do you effectively use it? Many new or unaware players tend to try and use retakes on a move like this, one that has a flat stat, and they end up spending numerous move retakes trying to change this one stat into a desired core stat, like attack percent or HP percent. This is a waste of retakes, as the move could then end up rolling like this once you finally decide to level it after you spend your retakes. This is why you do not reroll moves that are level 1 through 9, as the last rolls, which are the most crucial, end up having the move roll too evenly. The last 3 rolls of a move total out to 2 million canopy coins, which is a lot of coins to be gambling. With this video, I want to explain my method and how to effectively use retakes. There are some people who are a bit less strict with the requirements, but I find this is the best way for me to build my high attack and high HP defense sets. What I start off with is visualizing what I want the set to be, whether it be a purely attack and piercing set such as the one from my Shadow Puppet, or a crit focus set for Dream Demon and Phantom Threads, or whatever other secondary stat you want to be invested in, like accuracy for standout. Once I gather the focus of the set, next is determining what moves would be best for them, and this comes into play with kit utility. You are best off asking in this official Skullgirls Discord, one that I'll link down below, for advice on what moves would be best to run, as there are a ton of variants that can utilize a bunch of different moves. Once it is settled, the next part is stockpiling the resources for the moveset you plan to build. Now, I do this so that when I begin the move crafting, I don't end up getting stuck with the move that has bad stat rolls on it and end up waiting for more rerolls in order to fix it. Some people might not be as patient, so if you want to gamble, then you can use the rerolls at your discretion. Once you've stockpiled the rerolls, moves, and coins, then the crafting can begin. To showcase, I will use a Black Dahlia move that I plan to use for my Unholy Host set once I get her. The stats she desires are attack, piercing, and accuracy, and special move cooldown. Alternatively though, you could go for a defense build with HP percent, defense, resistance, special move cooldown, and meter gain. So now I begin to start rolling the Outtake move, which is a move she likes since her signature ability inflicts Hex and Curse, which are 2 very strong debuffs that she applies once the opponent or herself tags in. A way to stockpile up on resources is to passively play the game. This is more geared toward endgame / late game players, as they have access to skipping the master dailies once they have been completed. Some mid game players can also do this if they can manage to complete the master daily as well. From just skipping the daily and collecting the coins, plus selling useless moves such as most taunts and bursts, unless you plan to create a defense set, then the coins can quickly pile up every week if you do that and collect coins from prize fight milestones as well. You should be able to amass around 2 million coins by the end of the week, which is usually sufficient enough to roll a set to 9. After that, it just leaves collecting retakes, which is a much more slow grind. Doing the Show Me Your Moves prize fight, which rotates every other weekend, can provide a good amount of them, as well as the 10,000 Theonite for 2 10+1 offer in the shop every week. This would have you prioritize retakes over coins though, as many people prefer to trade the 1600 Theonite for 1.8 million coins offer instead. The Cabinet of Curiosities also allows you to buy retakes for skill points, but that takes much longer. With the resources out of the way, that leads to investing into the moveset itself. My method generally is to roll the move to 6 and see how the stats spread out. If it reaches 3 rolls into a single stat, then I'll try it to level 7, and if not, then I sell it instantly. For the level 7 roll, if it rolls into any other stat than the one with 3 rolls, so a 3-2-1 spread, or an even 3-3 spread, I sell it, unless I'm going for a crit build where I do need to have some crit rolled into some of the stats. The goal is to have 5 rolls into a single stat once I get the move to level 9. If I do not, then I sell the move. This way I have most of the rolls I need in the first 9 and don't have to risk much for the more expensive rolls such as getting it to 12 or even 15. If you have the coins to take the move to 12, then go for it and aim for their stat to roll 7 times. A 6 is even acceptable, but I try to go for at least a 7, so that in the final 3 rolls to 15, I can almost guarantee me an 8, which comes out to be 30% attack. Once you've gotten the move to these rolls, then it comes time for the reroll aspect of it all. For rerolls, the way I go about using them is to not dump a bunch of rerolls into a single stat. I try about 8 times on the stat that I'm trying to reroll, and if the stat I'm looking for doesn't appear, Then I switch over to another move instead of continuing to try that same move over and over. For the outtake move, I am rolling in the background, since I had only planned to roll this one move to showcase. I would have only used about 20 rerolls before deciding to stop dumping any more retakes into it. This is just in case I decide to change Unholy Host's moveset around in the future and end up with 0 retakes. If you don't properly prepare and have the resources for re-rolling a set, one move could end up looking like this as you wait to obtain more rerolls to fix it. Retakes have really changed the way I can go about looking for moves with their introduction in 5.2. Before daily tickets, it was constantly redoing the same daily with hopes of the move you desired dropping, then hoping it would come with the desired stats. And even after getting those two things to align, you would have to hope that it rolled well, otherwise you would end up with 30% piercing on a move. So with all that in mind, using this method, I've been able to build some high attack and high defense sets. Some are still in progress, but this works way better than me having to wait for a 3 out of 3 move to drop so that I can begin rolling it. My Shadow Puppet boasts a 159% attack set, which I still plan to improve as I look for other Drill of My Dreams to replace the current one I have. My Splitting Image is also planned to have a 174% HP once I finish scouting for her moves as well. To showcase, here are some of the movesets I've been able to achieve with the addition of retakes, and hopefully with this video, you can as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is like the first one I've made that wasn't me just opening relics for like 30 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are able to make some good sets. If you guys want me to go over anything else I do in the game or how I play, just let me know in the comments. Until next time.